This is Precalculus 5.2 Day 2, Part 2. Okay, when we left off in the last video, we were just about to replace sine t with the expression that we found in example 1. So on the top, since we know we're in quadrant 4, we're going to write sine t as negative square root of 1 minus cosine squared t. And then on the bottom we have cosine of t. So we did what the instructions asked us to do. We rewrote tangent t in terms of cosine of t. Now in this box right here, this is kind of auxiliary information that maybe should have gone after the example, whereas right in the middle of the example. These are going to be just kind of ones that you're going to be using frequently. Tangent t can be written, if you just take your Pythagorean identity and you solve it for tangent, tangent t can be written as tangent t is equal to plus or minus secant squared t minus 1. Sine t can be written as plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine squared t, and cosine t can be written as plus or minus the square root of 1 minus sine squared t. Okay, so these are just going to be kind of frequent substitutions that you might be making as you work on your homework. But for example 2, we basically just took this information right here and we brought it right down to create our answer. The next example says find the value of the trig functions of t from the given information. They tell us that sine of t is equal to 4/5 and the terminal point is in quadrant 2. Well, first of all, in quadrant 2, we know that all of our ordered pairs have the signs negative, positive. I'm going to start with my main Pythagorean identity, sine squared t plus cosine squared t is equal to 1. Okay? I know that sine of t is 4/5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to replace 4/5 with sine of t in my equation. Now it's squared, so I have to write 4/5 squared plus cosine squared t is equal to 1. When I square 4/5, I get 16 over 25 plus cosine squared t equals 1. So now if I want to solve for cosine squared t, that's going to be equal to 1 minus 16/25. Think of 1 as 25/25. So 25/25 minus 16/25 is going to give us cosine squared t is equal to 9/25. And then if we square root both sides, we get that cosine t is equal to plus or minus, plus or minus 3/5. Okay. Well, in quadrant 2, cosine is negative, right? So cosine t is going to be equal to negative 3/5 because cosine is negative in quadrant 2. So if we know that cosine is negative 3/5, we can fill that out. We know cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. We were given sine. Sine was 4/5. So that means that cosecant has to be 5/4. Tangent is sine divided by cosine. So it's going to be 4/5 divided by negative 3/5, which becomes 4/5 times negative 5/3, which is negative 20 over 15, or if we reduce, we can divide by 5, we end up with negative 4/3. So that's my tangent, negative 4/3. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So flip over negative 3/5, you get negative 5/3. And cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So if tangent is negative 4/3, cotangent is going to be negative 3/4.